In this lecture, I'm going to explain the actual mechanics behind the ice machine in terms of how the actual ice is produced. This is going to be my ice tray, and from the previous lecture we have the evaporator behind here. And what the evaporator is going to do is, as the water comes down the cascade, the evaporator removes the heat from the water and lowers the temperature, and you'll start getting ice blocks forming inside the tray. Identifying the components, let's start with the ice tray. As I mentioned, it's got the evaporator behind. This water, as it falls down, falls into the water sump. The water gets collected and it goes to the water pump, which pushes the water back to circulate the flow. So from the water pump we have a water flow regulator. This is pretty much just two pieces of plates which get squeezed to restrict or to increase the water flow. If the water flow is too fast, what you do is clamp that down and it'll slow down the water. If the water's running too slow, just open it up to increase the speed. The reason why you have this is to get an even flow of water, not too fast, or there won't be enough time to actually cool the water and accumulate points of ice. And if it's too slow, you're going to get really tiny little ice cubes. If we look at the water cascade, this job is to just even the water flow out so that it has equal water flowing down the actual cascade. Next we have the water level sensor. What this job does is that it detects the level of water. So as the water moves through and creates ice, the water level will drop. As soon as the water level drops, it turns on the water inlet valve and just replenishes and tops up the water. Next we have the drain valve. The purpose of the drain valve is during the harvest, what this will do, it'll activate the drain valve and flush out all this water out of the system to replenish it. The reason being is because the water might be too cold, which is going to affect our ice flow. Not only that, but also clears out the water from any debris, and also minimizes your lime scale in your actual sump. Last we have the ice sensor, and all this is two little probes which, as the ice grows, it'll short out the probes, trigger the electronic circuit, allowing the ice machine to go into defrost cycle. With the defrost cycle, as I mentioned in the previous lecture, is what will happen is the hot gas will run through this ice tray, heating it up and causing the ice to slowly start slipping out and then fall down into the ice bin, which is at the bottom here. One final component which I'm just going to mention is sometimes you'll have a sensor here. This is your bin full sensor. So what will happen is, over here you'll have a cover. If this bin is full, let's put a lot of ice here. What's going to happen is, when this defrosts, it'll fall down into the bottom here, and this ice here will prevent it from slipping all the way down, and it'll keep this cover open and it'll deactivate that sensor. Once it detects it, because the ice can't fall any further, it'll trigger off that the ice bin is full to stop the entire system until this ice falls down or you empty out the ice bin. That sensor will make contact again and the cycle will continue back into a new freezing mode.